a lot of times when a YouTuber starts a video, they usually start by addressing the viewer watching the content, saying, "Hey, hello," and then usually saying something like, "Everybody, everyone, viewers, hey guys," and other things such as that. And that's interesting. It's a good way to start the video, but it has one problem. Is that problem is that it is not unique. Okay, millions, literally millions of people will say that. So what makes you different? Exactly. But it can be different and even unique if you give your viewers a certain nickname, something to kind of call them, which is what a lot of YouTubers have done. They decided to give their viewers certain names, kind of things to call them, saying instead of just saying guys, gals, or other things such as that. So, in today's video, I'm going to be ranking exactly 20 of those nicknames and seeing which ones is terrible and seeing which one is actually good and seeing which one is the best. Because trust me, there is one that is actually the best. You're just gonna have to wait and see. And also, sorry if I don't include a channel nickname from a channel that I just didn't include. Listen, I just don't watch that channel, or I just never heard of them, or I just forgot. And besides, I took way longer than I should trying to research nicknames for these channels, so this is the best I could do. Okay, so enough stalling for this intro because it's already kind of long enough. So let's just get into the video by going to a different room, not with the screen, and changing a different hoodie, and get to the first channel's nicknames that I'm going to rank. Let's go. Yeah. Hello there, welcome to the Cardboard Room, where I am doomed because there's a plane heading my way today, and sooner or later, I'm going to be turned to little pieces like I was chewed up by an alligator. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Have a great time. Bye. It was nice making videos for you. Alabama. Ha! Just kidding, I'm not dead. No, it's just a fun prank. Isn't that funny? Oh, come on, what are the boos? Whoa! Oh, come on, why the boos? Now, some of you are probably asking how exactly I'm going to, rank each nickname. Like, how am I going to judge them with their worst or best qualities? Well, to answer that question that you never asked, but I just want to say anyways, because I forgot to say it in the green screen section, because I meant to say it in the green screen section, but I forgot to, and I really don't want to film in the green screen section anymore, because I'm here now. I'm going to be ranking them on 3 categories. 1, how unique it is, how different it is from the rest of the other nicknames, like the classic ones like everybody or hey guys, how much does it actually stand out. 2, how it relates to their channel, how much it actually combines to their channel, relate to the channel itself, whether it's the content they make or the channel itself, how much does it actually connect to that part of them. And 3, it's kind of vibes, how much do I actually want to be called this name? If you are going to be calling me something, I have to at least enjoy it. So if I'm not doing that, it's gonna knock off a few points. So without further ado, let's get to the first nickname. Finally, starting with.
That's all. Anyways, bye, Mayo Mites.
Okay, so we're not off to a good start. Male might really is it creative? Sure, but not in a good way. They literally just took 2 words. I don't even mean this name, by the way. One is the name of food, and the other is the name of an enactment. They took those 2 words and then combined them together to create this. They're trying to confuse me and make me wonder why they think it'll be a good combination of words to put together to make 2 words. And that's not even to mention that it doesn't really have anything to do with the channel whatsoever. There are no Mayo in these content. It's not about Mayo. Storytime animations. Uncreative much. And then, there's no, mites anywhere. There's no, mites. The only connection this name has to her channel is in her name. Mayo Nations. And that's just for half of the name. I don't even want to know what the second half can relate to her channel. At all. Maybe this actually lives in Australia. And to put the cherry on top, I wouldn't want to be called this. Maybe it's just me thing, but I personally wouldn't like to be called a Mayo or a mite. Especially mite. That feels more like an insult to a person. And I get enough of those from school, but calling it, in a video to your audience, that's just rude. That's, very, very rude. So, yeah, not a great name, to be honest. I tried to be nice. I did the best I could, but, it's just not really a good name. If I had to give it a score, it would be a 6 out of 20. Yeah, that's right, I'm going to rank these. Pro should have said that, but hey, now I am. 6 out of 20. change your name. May if you watch this, please change your nickname for viewers. Change it. And also, when is that Q&A gonna come out? It's been months.
Hello, creatures. We finally did it.
The creatures. I like this one. I like this nickname. I think it's pretty cool. First of all, it actually relates to their channel, not only in name form, since their name is the animated creature, but also involves themselves. Like, their character could be considered a creature. Their first video they made is about animals. Creatures. Do you see where I'm getting at here? And I also think that viewers will actually like being called a creature. Like me. I like being called a creature. It's cool. It makes me feel special. Now, admittedly, it doesn't do well in the creativity department, since so many things are called creatures and it's just kind of one word, but this does win a lot of points in the connection to channel category and the vibes category. So this gets a 15 out of 20. Good job.
Hey, my bowl of cereal, Brent.
This name's alright. It does do good in the connection to channel part, since their name is Soggy Cereal, and in some of the videos, he is shown to be eating cereal, both soggy and dried. Like, very dry. Did you even put milk in that? But it does lose points on creativity, since a bowl of cereal, like, I get it's like kind of the theme, and a little bit of like your name of the channel and a bit of the channel, but like, I feel like you could have been a little more creative. Although, to be fair, I wouldn't mind being called a bowl of cereal. I do like cereals. Specifically Cocoa Pebbles, great cereal. And besides, I've been called worse. Like, there was a point in middle school where, for like, a couple kids were saying I had goblin ears. I'm not joking. They were that dry of creative names to call me. So all around, this name, it's not bad. It could have been a little more in creativity department, but not a horrible name. I don't mind it at all. It's a good like 13 out of 20, I would say. And of that section,
Good morning, sleepyhead.
this is a name that I think will be considered a perfect vibes name, since it fits perfectly with the vibe and the whole overall feel of kind of like the channel itself, which is comforting. At least to me it is. I really like that channel. And also, I feel like it's just a good name to call someone, really. Because, like I said, with the vibes, it goes really well with the vibes of the channel itself, with the content they makes, and the person actually in there. Not to mention the person also likes to sleep. So do we all. Now, it does lose points for being a little uncreative. Like, I wouldn't say it's not creative, but like, I've definitely heard it before.
Good morning.
So overall, this is a 15 out of 20. Great job.
Welcome back, my chickens, to World 3000.
Alright, so this section is for any one of the Ryan Tran fans, where I'm mad that I didn't include him in the last section. But look, okay, he only says that in the beginning of some of his videos, and meanwhile, Sleepow, they say that it's like a full nickname. They call their viewers sleepyheads in the beginning and end, and like 1, 2, 3 more times in the middle. So it's perfectly fair. Trust me on this, okay? You're just being ungrateful. However, we'll say that this name is really good, and I think it's even better than that name. In fact, I would say it's one of the best nicknames to call a viewer, specifically in this context, though, because in this channel, Ryan is trying to make a lot of chickens, because his rule for this channel is 1 subscriber equals 1 chickens, and if he doesn't have the correct amount of chickens as his subscriber on his Minecraft world, then he must delete the world. So with that in mind, it makes calling his viewers chickens a absolute perfect connection to the channel itself, because as you remember, the channel is about chickens, collecting chickens. So calling his viewers chickens is basically a great connection to the channel itself, and a great way to connect the name to the channel itself. I don't know why I keep saying itself, but also I think it's also pretty good in creativity. I mean, the chicken isn't like a new word, but like in this context of calling someone a chicken with no meaning, I say it's pretty good, because usually when people are calling each other's chickens, it's usually being used as an insult. Like, you're a chicken. I mean, you're like a wimp, kind of pathetic. And this way, it's just being used as like, just like a fun name. And I think that makes it really creativity. And I think that makes it really creative. It might not seem like it at first, but it is. It really is. And also, I think it works very well as being just kind of like a vibes name. I mean, I kind of like being called chicken. Not like an insult way chicken. Just like a regular name chicken. I think it's pretty cool. So with that, I have to give this name a great 18 out of 20. It's one of the best nicknames for reviewers of all time. So great job, Ryan 3000. Let's hope you reach your goal.
Hey, Darman fams.
Darman fam. That hurt just saying. Okay, so I need to ask. I wish I could talk to Darman himself and just ask him, why do you think this would be a good idea to name your audience that way? Really? I mean, like I guess you could say it's creative, but just like with Mayo's name, it's creative in a way where no sane, rational person would think that'd be like a good idea. And also it doesn't even relate to your channel very much. Sure, there's families in there, but they're all actors. They're not actually really family, so it's just fake. It's just fake. And also, I don't like being called that. I don't like being called a fam, like Darman fam, as a group. If I'm with a group of 5 people and we're all a Darman fam, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So that's gonna get a solid 4 out of 20. And if you think that's bad, trust me, it gets worse. Crazy family. That is definitely a name. This is a very middle of the road name. It's just it's not bad, but it's not good. It's mediocre. Okay, it's hitting middle of the roads for all categories. First of all, the vibes. Now I think the vibes, I wouldn't say they're great. I wouldn't love to be called the Crazy Family, but to be honest, I would rather be a part of the Crazy Family than a Darman fam, which is a sentence that I don't think a single person has ever said in their entire life. This name also doesn't really have any relation to the channel itself. I mean, this person did have another channel called Mr. Crazy Gamer, so there's a relation to that. So there's like a 2% of 100% of relationship, but it's still nothing. He plays Minecraft. That's not crazy. That's called being a YouTuber in the 2010s, because that's what a lot of gaming channels, how they blew up. What am I talking about? And like I said, I think it is definitely creative. It's a little more creative than Darman Fam, because I wouldn't mind being part of the Crazy Family. But also, I wouldn't say it's overly creative, not very much. Like I said, very middle of the road name, a solid 10 out of 20, middle of the road. Like I said.
Hello human beings, Power Gamer here. Ancient Greece.
Human beings. You might think this is a bad name, but on the contrary, as they say, I think. I mean, just think about it. The creativity of this name is something that would be thought of a human being. The relationship of the channel, it features a human being talking about games and such. Check out their channel. And vibes? The vibe is very, human. 13 out of 20.
Hello, introverts and extroverts. I'm sure we all know of the rat.
Alright, now this one is a little interesting. First, I will say how I like that they address both the introverts and extroverts. Although I don't know why, because the only people who are going to be watching their content, people who are going to be sitting in a room doing literally nothing but watching their content, because they're introverts. But sadly, that is kind of the only kind of positive about this, because it's not really creative. You're just saying words that have a meaning. That's not really creative very much, to be honest. And for the relationship part, besides your name being the introverted cartoonist, there's not really much of that. No connection really. And also the vibes, I don't feel anything from this. I don't hate it. I don't feel bad. I don't feel insulted. But I don't love it. I'm not excited to be called this. I just feel nothing. So this gets a 6 out of 20. Sorry.
What is up, my little melancholy? Get it? Like melancholy, but like melancholy. I'm so funny, right? What? Why are you going to the door? Get away from the door. Hey, come back.
I guess I'll give some credit for using the word colony. Haven't seen that word at all with these nicknames, and I do kind of like that. But besides that, it's just not good. Like Melon Colony, really, you just kind of took a part of your name and added colony to it. In fact, it's not even their only name. Because you know how many nicknames they do have for their viewers? 3! There's also there's also Melicopsines and Melisiblings. What? Why do you have 3 names? Why? There's no point to it. Just have one name. It's a little creative to have 3 names, I will admit. But besides the colony and the multiple names, those are the only things that are gonna give you some points, because it's not really to your channel. It's the only part that is that it takes parts of your name and adds word to it, which is stupid, and I don't like that. I don't like being called that name. I don't like being called 3 names. Just pick one and stick with it. 4 out of 20, and I stand by it.
Good Monday morning, meaties.
Okay, when I first heard this, I was like, oh, this is a pretty good one. I like this. But doing a little more thinking, I realized this is not very good. First of all, the relationship to the channel, it's just kind of meat with a Y at the end. Not much creativity there, just a little bit of spelling. And it also doesn't really see a channel besides kind of being meat. Besides that part. And for the vibes, I'm just not really feeling much of it. Look at me. I'm a twig. So sadly I have to give this nickname a 5 out of 20. Again, I wanted to be nicer, but this is not a great name, to be honest. And if you thought that was bad, wait until we get to lovies / loves. Are we even trying anymore? There's no vibes here. I don't like being called a love or a lovey. It didn't relate to the channel whatsoever, and it's not really creative. You just took the name that already existed, took love, and called their viewers that. Ryan with his nickname chickens, that works because it's in a different context. This one, it's just loves. I don't feel it. 2 out of 10, 2 out of 20. Awful bad. But sadly, it gets worse. So there is a channel called Teasy, I think, and their nickname for viewers are called Teasy Titans. Why do I think this would be a good idea? I will give it. There is some creativity connecting the name and Teen Titans, puts them together, and I will also say at least it's Teasy Titans and not Teasy Titans Go, because that show sucks, and Teen Titans is great, so that's some points. But there's no connection to the channel. There's no Teen Titans content on there at all, and also I don't feel anything from this. I would be insulted if you called me a Teasy Titan. I would feel like you're insulting me with that. 6 out of 20. Bad. Wow, we had 4 bad nicknames in a row. That's kind of sad. Now, how about we break up this monotony of bad names with a nickname that's not only good, but what I think is the best nickname for a viewer of all time. And that, my viewers, is this.
Side of a scrumdiddlyumptious bar. So, loyal theorists, get ready to come with me, and you'll be in a world.
This name it's basically perfect. First of all, it fits perfectly with the connection of the channel, which is a whole theorists, just theorizing about things. So calling their viewers theorists is a perfect connection to basically all their channel. All channels are basically perfectly connected to that nickname, and it also fits with the vibes check because it makes me feel smart. And also, it makes me, I'm actually, learning, with the content itself. And I also think it's pretty creative. Theorist is a word, but it's not a word that's really often used. So being associated with the name theorist is pretty cool. And again, it makes you feel smart. Which, is very rare for me. So, all around, not a whole lot to say anymore. It's just pretty much a perfect nickname. Perfect 20 out of 20 would be called that again. Now, before I move on, I do want to say that they do have another nickname in the beginning, Internet.
Hello, Internet!
but I already want to include that in like the main list that I'm using because that's kind of a secondary name that's as important than the Theorist one since that's more used in his actual nickname. But I will say if you want like a little score, it's meh. Like the vibes are okay. The channel connection is there on the internet, so that is a connection, but not like a big one. And I guess it is kind of creative. All right. So yeah, 10 out of 20. A massive downgrade from Theorist, but still not like the worst.
What's up, gamers, and welcome.
This one's horrible. There's no connection to the channel whatsoever. You're talking about movies on his channel, nothing about like games. You have some game videos, but like barely any under all the movie talk. It's not creative. It's a word that's already been used, and I don't feel anything. I don't like being called that. I don't like being called gamer at all. I don't even play games very much unless it's Wii Bowling. 1 out of 20. One of the worst names ever. Tunes/tuners. This one's not very good. Like, it's not very creative, since that's just a name that's already been used for other things. Tunes is a word that already exists. And you're not really doing anything special, like, kind of with that, just using to call out other, like, people's names. Like, it's not very creative. I guess you could say it can relate to the channel, which I say it will, because tunes, these are kind of like tunes, a little more like animations and our animatics, but whatever. They're still technically tuned, so it does count a little bit for that of the content they make. And the vibes are basically non-existent. I don't feel anything being called this name. This is a 7 out of 20. Not a very a good name. Mrs. Tunes, if you're watching this, first of all, good job on a new voice. It sounds great. And second of all, change your nickname for viewers. Right now, this one's bad.
Hey, Vsauce, Michael here. Where
13 out of 20.
Top of the morning to you, ladies. My name is Jacksepticeye, and welcome to
Laddies. I will say, I do like being called that. I think it's a pretty cool thing to call someone, and I like being called a laddie. It sounds pretty cool. But there's nothing very much in the creativity department, since that's already kind of just a thing that's already being used. You're just kind of saying it to multiple people at once. And it doesn't really have any connection to channel, since, again, just kind of a word that is a greeting to someone. Well, it's not a greeting, but like calling someone, like, you know, a name of some sorts. 6 out of 20. Not great, but I do like being called it.
So from now on, you guys are gonna be the Pixlets.
Pixlets / Pixel Nation. Now, first of all, we're gonna knock off a few points for having multiple nicknames. Like, just have one thing to call someone and stick with that. Don't try to mix it up, okay? Like, it gets confusing. But aside from that, it's a pretty good nickname. First of all, I think it is a little creative, taking the word Pixels, which is also kind of the name of the channel, and putting a thing at the end, Pixlets. Haven't heard that at all, like, many times, and unlike Might, like, that I actually like being called that, which is another thing. The vibes, I like being called Pixlet. Not so much about being, like, Pixel Nation a lot, but definitely Pixlets, I think it's a good thing to call someone, and I like being called a Pixlet. And you would think that it has no connection to your channel whatsoever, besides, like, the name, but you'll be wrong, because you're basically watching pixels move in the video. So with that, I have to give this a solid 14 out of 20. Good job, Pixel. Sprouters is the nickname this channel gives to their viewers. Now, when I first heard this, I initially didn't like it, but after thinking about it for a little more, it's actually not that bad. First of all, fitting with the channel itself, the connection. The channel does have a little bit of a plant theme with some green and sometimes some plants that are involved, usually in their, like, community posts. The dress is green. So there's a little bit of a plant theme, but not a whole lot of connection otherwise. And I will say it is kind of creative, since, again, it kind of a little bit of a plant theme. So calling their viewers Sprouters, I do think is kind of creative. I don't hate it. It's not a bad, like, creative choice. And also the vibes are not bad. Like, I don't mind being called Sprouter. I would even say I kind of like being called Sprouter. Although don't call me that at all. But, like, I wouldn't mind it. So this channel, surprisingly, gets a 13 out of 20. I had to kind of expected it to be a little lower, but the world can come up with some surprises now, don't it? And that, everyone, are the 20 nicknames for viewers that I've ranked. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please do not ask why I'm in a different location wearing a different hoodie. Filming has been a chaotic mess, I'll just tell you that. But I really hope you enjoyed. This video took a while to make. I had this idea for like a while, and I'm finally happy I actually got to make it. So, sorry about the few editing mistakes. There were some that I couldn't fix, so my bad. But still, it's midnight. I gotta post this by tomorrow. Bye bye.